from UAB as well.
Hey.
Jill, are you on your computer or are you on your phone?
I'm on my computer, but I can't. I'm on the struggle bus, so I can barely hear you.
Oh no. Oh no. We'll try to.
Come on, Jill.
You can do it, Jill. You can
Come
do
on,
it.
Jill. I know you can do it.
Sarah Arnold, I'm driving, but I'm listening in.
I can't hear them.
Good morning, Representative Mooney.
Glad to be with you. Just having to listen as I drive.
Yeah, no, thanks for joining. We'll get started in just another minute or two. I'm glad we've got 78 people on. This is amazing. And Lori, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Lori.
How are you guys?
Doing well.
What? Out we go. Okay, stand.
Sarah, we can't hear your music anymore.
I know, I kicked it off because we're about to get started. Let's see.
Okay.
Ballard, are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, cool. Here we go.
Great.
Start working.
Well, thanks everyone for joining this morning. This was our, we had an advocacy day planned in Montgomery to go to the Alabama State House together and advocate for Seizure Safe Schools and combine it with a walk to end epilepsy. Our hopes earlier this year, we were gonna walk to the state capitol and host a luncheon for our state legislators and emphasize the importance of passing Seizure Safe Schools legislation. But due to the coronavirus outbreak, we shifted gears a little bit and have moved this event to a virtual walk and advocacy presentation. So I really appreciate you guys taking some time, and I love seeing everyone eager, joining a little early and on. We've got now 88 people online, so welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so excited to have you guys here, even though we could not be physically in Montgomery gathering with, you know, as a big group today. So we are just shifting gears as much as we can, and we didn't want to just not do anything because, as you guys know, seizures don't stop for global pandemics, and so we are still working to do everything we can to fight to end epilepsy, and wanted to take this time to educate a bunch of you guys today on some things that we're working on, and we'd love y'all's feedback and input and just support and let you know some volunteer opportunities that we'll have coming up as soon as COVID clears a little bit more. So I appreciate you guys jumping on. Ballard is going to now give a little bit of an introduction of just who we are, what our chapter is, and some ways you can get involved today.
Thanks, Sarah. Hey, everybody, I'm Ballard Jones. I am the Programs and Events Manager for the Epilepsy Foundation Alabama. For those of you who don't know, Epilepsy Foundation Alabama is a chapter of the Epilepsy Foundation of America based out of Washington, D.C. It's a nationwide organization, and our local office is in Birmingham, but we serve the entire state. And we're really glad that each of y'all were able to join us virtually. The turnout is really amazing, so thank you all for being here again. We, of course, encourage you to wear purple, take pictures, and walk later today, because even though this is our advocacy day, it's also doubling as our walk for Montgomery. And this was due to be our first walk in Montgomery, so thank you for being here. Take your pictures as you walk, or you know, the weather's clearing up here in Birmingham. I'm not sure how it is elsewhere, so if you're able to walk, we'd love to see your pictures, and hashtag virtual walk to end epilepsy and hashtag walk to end epilepsy on social media. Tag us on all of our social media. You can find us at Epilepsy Foundation Alabama on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And where is my script? There it is. And at the end of this call, I'm going to announce our prizes for the top 3 fundraising teams, as well as the top 3 individual fundraisers. So stay with us.
Great, thank you, Ballard. And I want to say thank you. Greenwich Biosciences is a national sponsor of the Epilepsy Foundation, and they sponsor every walk to end epilepsy across the nation. They sponsor, and so to turn it over to the national sponsor. Amy Padgett is on the line today, and she's going to give remarks on behalf of Greenwich.
Yes, I'm honored to represent Greenwich this morning and walk with you guys and our special group. And we're proud to be national sponsors across the United States. Like she said, we have such motivation with this patient population, and there's a lot of unmet needs. So our job at the company is to continue to work to bring new therapies to those that need it the most. It is our passion, purpose to continually seek those solutions that transform the lives of those living with rare and severe neurological conditions. We'd like to thank the patients and caregivers, families and friends and volunteers who are here to represent and walk with us today and advocate for us on this special day. Even if we're not physically in Montgomery, we're here spiritually and mentally. And I think we also really want to especially thank all of our healthcare workers, all of our colleagues and friends and family members that are here on the call today. We just are praying for you guys. We thank you for all the work that you are doing to take care of our patients, your patients. We couldn't do it without you. Just wanted to give a special thing and thank you today. We will continue the fight and have a great walk.
Thank you, Amy. And I think another great way to kick off this morning is to hear a mission moment. So one of our advisory board members, Tim Wilson, his daughter has a rare epilepsy, Charlie, and he is going to share their family's story. Tim, can you hear me okay?
1 second. I think I'm unmuted now. Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Good morning, Tim.
Okay. Hey, how are y'all?
Great.
Good.
Good. This is Charlie, and this is Parker, and this is my wife, Hannah. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So Charlie turns 4 years old in April, and she was born on April the 19th of 2016 and started having seizures in July. So we weren't sure what was going on, so we had a lot of tests, and it took a while to get an actual diagnosis. But she has a very rare form of epilepsy, and it's called SMC1A, and it only affects girls. And there's fewer than 100 cases in the entire world that have been documented. So we've been involved in learning, like everyone else does, whenever they get an epilepsy diagnosis, how to handle it. Your whole life changes, and you do everything you can, especially when they're your kids, to help them and make sure they have everything they need. So this is I guess we're at the 3.5 year mark.
Mm-hmm.
So we've learned a lot, and we want to be involved, and we want to help, and we want to grow the chapter and do anything we can do to help not only Charlie, but other kids and other people that live with this every day.
Well, thank you, Tim. And you guys look amazing in your purple, and I'm just so thankful. You guys did amazing fundraising for this walk starting even months ago when we were planning on being in Montgomery in person. So I appreciate it. And I know, as a person with an onset of seizures and epilepsy myself about 1.5 years ago, I know how it can completely, change your world and change your just life. And I appreciate you being willing to share, and y'all again look great in your purple. So thank you today.
Thank you. Hey, also, my mother, Becky Roper, is on here, and she's been a tremendous help. We couldn't do it without our family, and I think everybody knows that. So I just wanted to say, hey, Mom. My brother's on here also, Andy Roper. So
thank you, guys. It takes a village. Becky and Andy, can y'all wave? Y'all see everybody? Great. Good deal. Well, thank y'all. I now want to start. I know we've talked a little bit about advocacy, And when we were hoping to be in Montgomery, I know Representative Mooney is on the call, and I know Representative Jackson from Monroeville was hoping to be on the call as well. We invited several state legislators, but one thing that the Epilepsy Foundation of America is pushing on the statewide level is the importance of seizure safe schools. And what that means is that on the state level, we've worked to introduce a bill in the State House and the State Senate, and it's called the Seizure Safe Schools Act. And what it would do would mandate seizure first aid for not only nurses, but also teachers. And it would also help. Right now in the state of Alabama, only a school nurse can administer a seizure rescue medicine, which is of course ideal if a nurse is on campus. But in our state, not every school has a school nurse. And also, like if you're a student that plays tennis and you at some point may need a seizure rescue medicine, a school nurse is technically supposed to go to every tennis practice with you if you're on the tennis team, or go on every field trip. And logistically, that causes a little bit of, just it's not always possible. And so upon myself starting the job, I reached out to the Alabama State Department of Education and talked a little bit about the Seizure Safe Schools bill. And they were saying, okay, a few years ago, legislation was passed that changed if a school nurse wasn't available to deliver insulin, and a teacher was willing to learn how to administer it, for a student that had diabetes, that was okay to do. And so a lot of seizure rescue medicines are changing to being nasal sprays or strips that can be put into the mouth, all kinds of things like that. And so we think that passing seizure safe school legislation would really help out our teachers, our nurses, and of course our students with epilepsy. And so we were happy to get a bill introduced in the State House and the State Senate, as I mentioned, and it passed through the House Health Committee. And right now, just because of the coronavirus, we aren't sure if our legislators are going to continue meeting. I somewhat doubt that for the time being. So as soon as they begin meeting again, that might be early 2021, just know that this is a priority for us to get this passed. And I've got Dr. Layler Ballard. I know you were going to introduce her to everybody so that she could help explain the need for this from a physician's perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Can y'all still hear me? Okay, I just want to introduce Dr. Katie Layler. She is an epileptologist from Children's of Alabama. Fun fact, I've known Katie since I was a small child, and it's fun to get to work with her now. So we just kind of wanted to get her perspective from an epileptologist perspective. And Katie, do you think, or Dr. Layler, do you think you could explain why you believe it's important that we get, work to get seizure safe schools legislation passed in the state?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. I'm Dr. Layler. I'm one of the pediatric epilepsy specialists at Children's of Alabama, as Ballard was saying. And I'm really excited about the Seizure Safe Schools bill. I think it'll greatly improve the medical preparedness on a day-to-day basis of the schools to safely take care of my patients with epilepsy, and that it will also help improve the quality of life of both my patients and their families by reducing anxiety that I think a lot of families feel in sending their children to school, and will allow the students to receive the same opportunities that all other students without epilepsy get. And I hear too often from my patients and their families that they're limited in some way due to the lack of current expectations on the school systems. I have patients who can only participate in their sports practices if the school nurse is able to be present. I have patients who aren't allowed to ride the bus because no one on board is trained to give a rescue medication. And worst of all, I hear too often from families of my patients that their child was sent home or is sent home on a regular basis because the school is uncomfortable due to a lack of knowledge and training about seizures and epilepsy. And I think that all of that is unacceptable. I also worry about the safety of my patients who have longer seizures because, as Sarah was saying, a school nurse is not always able to be present in each school building at all times. And frequently, no one else is trained in seizure first aid or how to give a rescue medication. And often, no one else is allowed to give a rescue medication at this time. Finally, as Sarah was mentioning, we are starting to have a lot more options with regards to seizure rescue medications. There are nasal sprays now, and dissolvable films to put in the mouth are coming out very soon. And I'm very excited about these for families, but I will feel a lot more comfortable with students having these at school if school personnel are getting regular training on how to give these medications. I think that the regular training will also help with recognition of seizures in both diagnosed patients and also patients who have yet to be diagnosed and who are having seizures or may have a seizure. Overall, my hope is that each school can be an extension of a patient's home with regards to their epilepsy so that families can feel comfortable sending their children to class and extracurricular activities without fear. And thanks to the Epilepsy Foundation and Sarah and Ballard and everyone for their really hard work in getting this into the legislature and hopefully passed soon.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Dr. Layler. I know this is one of our high priorities. So, you know, especially like I mentioned, we aren't sure if the House and Senate, if they're going to continue meeting due to the COVID outbreak at all this year, but so it may be early 2021 when we begin really pushing this legislation, but we had some great progress and I'm just so grateful. I was getting calls when I started the job from moms in Arab, Alabama, Jacksonville, Alabama, Decatur, you know, even just all over the state about concerns with their children in the school systems. And we want to support schools, walk alongside the Alabama State Department of Education. We've worked with the Medical Association of the State of Alabama and the Alabama Board of Nursing on feedback on this bill. It's a team effort and everyone is really excited about getting this passed when the time is right. And so we will work on this. And I really want to give a shout out to Anna Davis. She's an advocate from Monroeville, Alabama, that was at a town hall with her state representative, Thomas Jackson, who I believe was going to try to join today, and asked him to file bills that included this importance. So we just are excited about working with you, and when the time is right, you will be able to join us in, again, pushing for the importance of this legislation. I'll take the next slide, Andrew, if that's okay. Great, and then I want to move to thank ASI is our statewide 2020 sponsor, and Sharika and Emily are on the line today on the Zoom call, and they came on board earlier in 2020 and said, we are excited about the momentum that this chapter has, everything that we've got planned, and they wanted to walk alongside us as our statewide sponsor. So I just, again, want to thank you so much, because having a foundation, it requires dollars, and ASI is our statewide 2020 sponsor, and I just cannot say enough to thank them for being just coming out and really supporting us. Ballard is going to thank our other sponsors that we're so thankful for too.
Yeah, we wanted to take just one more brief moment to thank some more of our sponsors. You know, it's, as Sarah's mentioned, like right now, for a lot of organizations, this is a really difficult time, and we appreciate any kind of fundraising we can do. So I just wanted to say thank you to Pfizer, Children's of Alabama, SK Life Science, and LivaNova. They've been with us for a while now, and we appreciate all of their support. And I know there are reps from all of these companies with us right now, and as well as children. So thank you very much, guys. And I'm going to pass it off to Sarah.
Yes, thank you. I'll now take a moment to just talk about, a lot of you guys are maybe familiarizing yourself with the Epilepsy Foundation for the first time. There's been an Epilepsy Foundation presence since the early 1970s in Alabama, but it's evolved over the years. It's kind of moved around the state, been in central Alabama, then it moved to Mobile. Right now we are located in Birmingham, our office, and we are an official chapter of the Epilepsy Foundation of America. And we are one office, but we serve the entire state. So we're here for you. And we offer several things that you'll see on this slide related to seizure first aid training. There's a 24/7 helpline that you can call, that you can see the number on epilepsy.com. We have a Central Alabama support group and want to launch support groups in other parts of the states. We're offering conferences and webinars. We scholarship children to go to summer camp. Another thing that I feel like is one of my favorite parts of the Epilepsy Foundation that I've learned since starting this job late last year is the Epilepsy Foundation Kids Crew. It is free to join for anyone 14 and under, and it's for children with epilepsy or their friends, their siblings, their cousins. And I know, like, since I have epilepsy myself, I signed up both of my sons for the Epilepsy Foundation Kids Crew, and I'm going to show you what you get in the mail when you join the Kids Crew. You get an official certificate of membership, so that's kind of cool. You get a lanyard with your name on it. So my oldest son, his name is Everett, so he's got his official Kids Crew lanyard. And quarterly, you get newsletters in the mail, and it has fun crossword puzzles that you can get, and you can also earn pins. So this is the first pin that you get for your lanyard when you join. But if you go to a walk to end epilepsy or participate in a virtual walk to end epilepsy, you can email the Kids Crew and get new pins. So if you have any questions about joining the Kids Crew, please email me. But it is, a parent can sign the child up online and get email updates, all kinds of things. So that's really neat. We have a SUDEP Institute, and that is there for people when they lose a loved one to SUDEP, and that is a great resource because unfortunately that does happen. And we also have information on our website about just tips to avoid SUDEP. So we another thing that we do is we have Teen Speak Up and Public Policy Institute, and so that's an advocacy thing that you'll hear about in a minute. And then we have our great walks to end epilepsy. Last year we had a Birmingham statewide walk to end epilepsy, and this year we had the Montgomery one that was today, that was now virtual, you're participating in. We have the Huntsville walk to end epilepsy, that's on April 18th, and is also going to be virtual on Zoom. We've got close to 200 people signed up for that one. And then we have a walk planned in Mobile. We're looking at potentially postponing that one or going virtual, so stay tuned to our website and social media channels. And then our Birmingham Walk to End Epilepsy will be in Epilepsy Awareness Month on November 7th. So mark your calendar for that, and we'll have all those details at the end of the slide. And now I'm going to turn it over to Ballard, who's going to award some top fundraisers from this virtual walk.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Sarah. So as of this morning,
Ballard, turn on your camera for us.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't realize it was off. So I just wanted to go ahead and announce the top fundraising teams. So in third place, it is UAB and Children's of Alabama, and team captain is Neil Sonkla. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate that. And you will be receiving a $20 Chick-fil-A gift card to celebrate with your team. Second place.
Yay, Neil.
Actually,
Nice job, guys.
And if we could get a representative from that team, if you're on right now, to say something, that'd be great. But if not, we can move on.
Represent. They're here.
I
see them out there.
It's all good. So I'll move on. Second place is Team Lauren with $550 raised. That's going to be a $30 Chick-fil-A gift card to celebrate with your team. And that team captain is Alistair Harding Smith. If you're on and you'd like to say something, that'd be awesome too.
Awesome. Hey, yay, Lauren. Woohoo. Good job.
Thank you, Alistair and Lauren.
Yes.
You're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you. Okay, and so the big one in first place is Charlie May's Warriors with $800. And that team captain is Tim Wilson, who we've heard from before, but that's a $50 gift card to celebrate with your family and your team, Tim. So we really appreciate that. And if you want to say a little more, I know you just shared a lot, but we really appreciate everything y'all do.
Yay, Tim.
Amazing.
Good job,
Amazing.
Tim.
Thank you so much.
So all of that prize information will be coming to y'all via email, obviously. So you'll be hearing from either myself or Sarah regarding those gift cards, and they'll be sent to you electronically. So you don't really have to deal with any kind of exchanging of goods right now. Again, we appreciate all of your hard work, but as you know, there's still a lot to do for the epilepsy community. With that in mind, I wanted to let y'all know that the fundraising window for this walk will stay open for the entirety of the following month. So it will end midnight, April 30th. And like with our statewide walk, if you've raised $50 or if you raise $50 through April 30th, you will get your Walk to End Epilepsy Montgomery t-shirt, and that will be mailed directly to you. And then, there's still time to use your participant center through Donor Drive to Fundraise. You can send emails, you can connect your Facebook to receive donations and so much more. It's about sharing your story. personalizing your page and asking your network for support. That real personal touch, it's the people you know around you that are really the best ways to fundraise and help us with our mission. So you may ask, like, how am I supposed to do this virtually? Well, it's really about 3 things. Share your story and drive awareness. And then walk. Like I mentioned earlier, get out there and walk. Take selfies, take photos of you walking in your purple. Get your purple gear on and use those hashtags, hashtag walk into epilepsy, and tag us on our social media. And then again, ask your network for support. Take 15 minutes a day to send emails, send some texts. The more services we can provide in Alabama to people with epilepsy for the months to come, raising awareness and asking for support will help us do that all long way. So we appreciate that. And I'm going to throw it back over to Sarah to talk about our conference in DC.
Yes, thank you, Ballard. So one really neat thing that the Epilepsy Foundation of America does is it brings teenagers together from across North America each year, and we do a day of training on Capitol Hill, and then the following day go meet with federal legislators from each teen's prospective state and make certain asks on behalf of the Epilepsy Foundation. And so I have the Rowe family and the Jeffries family, Caroline Rowe from Hewitt-Trussville High School and Reed Jeffries from Homewood High School were this year's Alabama teenagers that went to Washington, D.C. with us. And so I was going to get their families to share a little bit about what they enjoyed about the day of training and the specific asks that they made of the Alabama federal legislators. So first, Reed and Louisa, I would love for you guys to share a little bit about your favorite parts and the asks that you made when you were in DC.
All right. Right. Hey, I'm Reed Jeffries, and I'm so excited and honored to be this year's TSU rep for the Epilepsy Foundation of Alabama. I'm a junior at Homewood High School, and I was first diagnosed with epilepsy at the age of 6. My little sister Anne was also diagnosed with epilepsy at age 6. After being selected as the TSU rep, I decided to start a Walk to End Epilepsy volunteer club at my school to get more people involved. Within 2 months, our club already had 75 members. We held a fundraising event at our school and also had a Purple Day, in which hundreds of students and teachers wore purple ribbons to represent epilepsy awareness. I also started making and selling baked goods, and so far in 2020, I've raised over $200 this way for the Epilepsy Foundation of Alabama.
So awesome.
Thanks. Earlier this month, I was humbled and honored to represent Alabama at the TSU conference in Washington, D.C. Through this program, I was able to talk to the offices of Senators Richard Shelby and Doug Jones, as well as Representative Gary Palmer. During my meetings with these legislative offices, I asked them to support a request of $11.5 million in CDC funding to help educate teachers, nurses, and first responders about seizure safety and other programs that improve the quality of life for people affected by epilepsy. Seeing these lawmakers being so receptive to the needs of the epilepsy community further encouraged me to share my story and to help others do the same. It also inspired me to want to work in DC someday and continue to be an advocate. I'm so thankful to have had this opportunity to impact the cause closest to my heart and to have learned from other teens doing the same.
Hey, and I'm Louisa. I'm Reed's mom. It was such a privilege to attend the Teen Speak Up and Public Policy Institute in DC and to see just how amazing the Epilepsy Foundation is and the great work they're doing. It was inspiring to meet people from all over the US working together toward the same goals, and also getting to know other people from Alabama doing that, like Sarah and the Rowe family, who are also dedicated to improving the lives of people who are affected by epilepsy. My favorite thing about the trip was seeing how well the Epilepsy Foundation prepared the students for their Capitol Hill meetings. They did a great job educating the kids and the families about the issues, and then empowering the teenagers to share their personal stories with lawmakers. And that was truly an impactful way to put a face to the foundation's legislative goals. So besides the increase in CDC funding, which Reed just mentioned, we also asked the legislators to meet to support the Safe Step Act, which basically streamlines step therapy protocols for prescription coverage, so people with epilepsy can access the most effective medicines in a timely way. And as you all know, that is so important to people with epilepsy. So again, it was an honor to be included in the program, and it made me so excited to come back home and do whatever I can to be an advocate for my girls and for other people too. So thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. And I know we have, I believe, Abby and Britt from the National Advocacy team watching our call today. And we just thank y'all for the training. And I know it really was such an impressive day of training and then day on the Hill. So I want to turn it over to the Rowe family. This was their second year to go to DC to the Teen Speak Up in Public Policy Institute. And so they were going to share briefly as well just about the trip and the third and final ask that we had for the legislators.
Okay, so I wanted to go back to Washington because it was really fun. I got to be around people like me, and I had fun talking to legislators. For my year of service, I wrote a book about a girl with epilepsy, and it explains what a seizure looks like and what to do if someone has a seizure.
That's great. And Julie, I know we talked about, you and Mike had the third ask of the legislators related to federal research. So can you talk about that one?
Yes. One of them was about further research for CBD and to find out what all that can do, and because a lot of states don't have that, and it's not that we were asking for marijuana or THC. We just wanted more research for CBD to see how helpful it could be. Caroline has been on a CBD oil called Epidiolex since August and has had very good results with that. We have been very pleased with that. So I hope that we can have further research on that so that it can help more people and so more people can have access to it.
Thank you.
As far as I wanted to go along again, because again, it's very important to us and our family, and just seeing the kids out, the teen dance that night, and seeing the kids having a great time and all getting along with each other and just sharing their common bond there, and how focused they were on going to the legislatures and legislators, and it was a good trip. These are very good representatives of what we're trying to accomplish here.
Great. And I think that's another, good point to say, when you're supporting and you're helping us fundraise and donate, these are things that we are actually putting into action is advocacy efforts at the state level and the federal level. So we just appreciate everyone's help so far and on those initiatives. And I'm going to turn it over to Ballard. Again, we're going to award the top fundraising individuals.
Everybody can see me and hear me still, I guess, but thank you, Jeffries and Rowe family. I just want to let y'all know how impressive it is seeing these two young women interact with their legislators. We couldn't do what we do without them, and so really thank y'all again. And I just want to recognize our top 3 individual fundraisers now. So I'm gonna start with third place, and that is Shauna McClendon with $330. So give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. Shauna, if you're on and you'd like to speak now, go on. But if not, that's cool too. All right, well, I'll move on. So in second place, it is Alistair Harding Smith with $500. Again, thank you so much for all your hard work. And oh, excuse me, you know what? I didn't even announce the prizes. So the third place is a $10 Amazon gift card, and the second place is a $15 Amazon gift card. And so thank you, Alistair. If y'all want to give a round of applause again, that'd be great.
Way to go, Alistair. Great job. Great job.
And our top 2020 individual fundraiser is Tim Wilson with $800, and that's a $25 gift card. So again, Tim, thank you for everything you do. And those will be sent to y'all via email again, just to make everything easier. You guys are rock stars. We really appreciate it.
Awesome. Great job.
And so then, now I'm going to talk about
Youth on Fire, Ballard. I know I had that as a teaser. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So let me tell you all about that one. So we've kind of set up some upcoming contests because we do have this month to go from now until April 30th. So the thing we have to give away is an Amazon Fire tablet. So the top fundraiser from here until April 30th at midnight will be awarded that, and we'll make sure to get that out to you as fast as we can. And these fundraising challenges in our website will be open for donation through April 30th again. So it's time to start fundraising even more if you'd like to win that. We think it's a really cool prize, and we're excited to get that to y'all. And then from now until April 30th, I'll be announcing some more fundraising incentive like challenges. So each week, and some of the things that we have to give away for one of those weeks are EFA t-shirts, a copy of Kurt Eichenwald's A Mind Unraveled, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff that we have through EFA. And like I said, on May 1st, that person will be announced on our social media and on our website, and then we'll be sure to get in touch with you to make sure you get that prize as quickly as possible. So again, thank you all, and I'm going to throw it over to Sarah.
Yes, thank you, Ballard. I know we've got one. Emily Hornack is on the meeting from Children's of Alabama, and she is here today to make sure everyone is aware of the Help End Epilepsy Specialty License Plate availability.
Hey, everyone. Thank you, Sarah and Ballard, for having me on here today. And I am excited to talk to you all the participants, which I see lots and lots of participants on here today, to talk about the Help End Epilepsy tag. This is in collaboration with the Pediatric Epilepsy Program at Children's of Alabama and the Epilepsy Foundation to look at raising funds and awareness through a specialty car tag. We launched on March the 1st, the public phase of this to ask people to sign up. What's really cool about this is that we, thanks to a great donor, we have $50,000 to be able to fund the first 1,000 tags for free. And I want to say that again, the first 1,000 tags are free, which normally they would be $50. And the cool part about the specialty car tag program through the state of Alabama is that $41.25 of that comes back to Children's of Alabama. And those funds will be used for patient care, patient education, specialty training, and research. So the way we also look at it, it's cars are driving billboards for this amazing program that cares for over 5,000 children across the state of Alabama. So there's a couple of things that we need to activate in order to get this done. Right now, we have almost 400 people signed up. And again, remember, we launched this on March the 1st. So this community is really, really rallying around this tag, and we want to get it done as soon as possible. So for everyone who's on here, we really want to encourage you to go to the epilepsyalabama.org/tag, and that's where you can click on a link, and that link will take you to a page, and then that's where you put in all of your pertinent information that we need to have in order to then submit that to the state to get us to that 1,000 commitment as quickly as possible. So I know a lot of you on here have already probably signed up. We're encouraging you to have all your cars have it on there, but then also to look at it as sharing it with family and friends as well. So that website is really important, and I think somebody just put it out there in the chat. It's a great way to get involved. It's a great way to really show your pride for this amazing program at Children's of Alabama and the Epilepsy Foundation. And we just couldn't be more excited to be able to share this with you all today. So I encourage everyone who's on here to go to that website if you haven't already done it, and to sign up to help end epilepsy.
Awesome. Thank you, Emily, for taking time. I know that your job is, y'all are very busy at Children's Hospital. I know Garland Stansel from Children's Hospital, he's our advisory board chair, is on the line again today too. And with coronavirus, I know you're very busy, and I just appreciate the time that you're taking with the epilepsy call today. So I really appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. And just thank you to everybody. And Sarah, well done. This has been absolutely fantastic.
Great. And I know it's a little past 10:30. We had, about 40 minutes blocked today for this. And I just want to, as we wrap up our time together, again, challenge you to share your story. We would love for you guys. Let's see a little sun coming out. So if you want to take a picture in your purple and share it with us, you can email it to us, put it up on social media. We would love to reshare those because, again, even though we can't walk together, we can certainly take a brisk walk and raise awareness for epilepsy and One thing I know, like Heather Kahn is on the line today, and Eli, she signed up for this event yesterday and launched through her donor drive, which is the page where you registered for the walk. She connected it to her Facebook. There's just one button that you push, and she already raised $140 in one day. So that's one simple step you could take today, and I really appreciate you, Heather, for doing that. And we are just really excited. We're here to advocate. I know I've been working with some representatives from across the country just about access to even VNS in our state and things that we need like that. So we are here to be advocates for those with epilepsy, and we are here for you. Please, I know, Andrew, on the next slide, we've got some save the dates, I believe, and our social media channels. I think the next page is our save the date. Here are some upcoming events that we have, and these are all listed on epilepsyalabama.org, but we've got, again, our Huntsville virtual walk. We have a Women's Strong Conference. We're kind of got that in the works for Saturday of July 11th, and we're looking to hopefully have that in person based on COVID. Mobile Walk to End Epilepsy, we're postponing that one. We're going to have Take a Swing at Epilepsy at Topgolf Birmingham on Thursday, September 10th. Birmingham Walk to End Epilepsy, you see that date there. Another exciting thing that we're planning with Dr. Layler, who you heard from earlier today, is a transition clinic conference for later this fall. And that would be in conjunction with Children's Hospital and Dr. Grayson from UAB. And that would be aimed toward teenagers starting age 14 to those with epilepsy in their 20s about the transition process from going through pediatric neurology to adult neurology and things that go along with that. And you know, if you want to get a job and you need to know how to get to the job if you can't drive due to seizure control, things like that. We're going to just walk through and really encourage people through that transition clinic conference. And we'll also get an advocacy day at the Alabama State House as soon as possible. That could be early next year or later in 2020. That just all depends again on the legislative session. So I really appreciate you guys joining, and I hope that today was educational for you guys. And please know that we are here for you, and that we know seizures don't stop. We are not stopping due to coronavirus. And I will say that on epilepsy.com, the main homepage has information about coronavirus and epilepsy. So please refer to that with any questions that you have. It's information straight from the CDC, and it's from physicians on our epilepsy nationwide staff. So I really appreciate you guys, and please reach out to us with any questions. We're stronger together and really appreciate y'all. Y'all can donate to the Epilepsy Foundation on walkedepilepsy.org/Montgomery or epilepsyalabama.org. So thank you guys, and I hope y'all have a great day. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks,
Thank you, everyone.
Great job,
Good to
Sarah.
see
Great
y'all.
job, Sarah.
Thank
Good
you,
to
Sarah.
see everybody.
Good job,
Bye,
Sarah.
y'all.
Thank you, Dr.
No,
Layler.
Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Great
Good
job.
job. Good job.
Bye.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you, Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah.